friends, Krista Moreland here with K-More Macro, and this is the third time has to be the charm. This is our third time
That's right.
trying to record this
Dang
video.
Wi-Fi, man.
I know, it's like the heat in Arizona is like, you will not talk about water.
Right?
You will not be
the water gods.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's raining
sabotaging
out, right?
us.
It's raining.
So we live in Arizona, it's super hot, we're working out outside, we do all kinds of things to our body, and water is very, very important. So I wanted to really drive home the topic about water, and I wanted to speak to somebody who deals with patients and water consumption all the time. So we're here at Impact Physical Therapy with Dr. Eric Hefferon, who's going to give us some knowledge bombs about water.
That's right, water, wow. So, there's so much to know about it. We got a lot of patients that come in on a daily basis, and as we're working on them, we truly can get a feel even through their tissues how hydrated they are, and that's a talk that we have, a nutritional talk and just a physiological talk we have with all of our patients on hey, you got to be drinking more water because it's good for your tissues, it's good for your brain. It's not only going to help you digest your food better, but it's going to help you go to the bathroom better.
It's a big deal.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't imagine not going to the bathroom for like 2 days.
I can't. That's very important to me.
So it's a talk that we have consistently with our patients. An overwhelming amount of people always want to know, how much do I need to drink, right?
That's a good question.
What I'll usually say is a safe number is half your body weight in ounces.
Okay.
So if you're even getting close to that, I mean, you're doing pretty dang good. So if I'm 200 pounds, let's say, I should be drinking about 100 ounces of water.
Okay.
There's different ways you can measure that in different ounce bottles that you use and do the math that way. But I think it's also important to know that there's also things that can put us in the red, right? So can make us more dehydrated.
What are some of those things?
Yeah, so caffeine.
Okay.
So
there's a lot of caffeine consumption in our lives. That's for sure.
So that's like coffees and soda pop and Red Bull. All those kinds of things can dehydrate us. So put us more in the red. Prescription medications can, stress, and then of course exercising, right? We lose water as we exercise. One important thing I always like to tell people too is in the morning we're actually the most dehydrated we are all day. So like from breathing overnight and that morning breath that you get when you walk and you're look like a
That's not
zombie.
Just halitosis.
That's right. No, look like a zombie, going. And what do most people do, right? They may have a sip of water, but they go straight to the coffee pot.
That's
so
true.
You dump the caffeinated coffee, and then you're chugging coffee, and then it might be like 9, 10 o'clock before we have our first glass of water.
That is so true.
We start in the red, and then we're even more in the red, and then even if we drink the one glass of water, we're still way in the red. So I think my advice would be half your body weight in ounces of water if you can. Make sure that you're drinking like 2 glasses of water right when you wake up in the morning.
Okay, that's an easy way to wake up, right?
Yeah. Plus it'll get your digestion going.
Yeah.
And then have your coffee. So I'm definitely not saying don't drink coffee because I need it too. But just definitely know that if you're having coffee, we should supplement more water. So for every 8 ounces, let's say, of coffee, we should supplement that with 10 or 12 ounces of water.
Okay, great. That's really good to be mindful of.
Yeah.
So how does water affect our mobility? Why is water and mobility important?
Totally. No, that's another great question. So we got a lot of CrossFitters, I'm sure, that are watching this too. So our body is mostly comprised of water.
Right.
And most chemical interactions within the human body need water to have that interaction. So with our fascia and our muscles and our tissues, just think about this almost just wet, just kind of like slide and glide environment, right? So if we're lacking water or hydration within our tissues, that fascia and those muscles aren't going to slide. Things just don't slide and glide well. And the tissues should be more like a medium rare like steak. And a lot of patients, they'll come in and it's like beef jerky.
Wow, and you can
press
feel
on their
that?
trap there and it's like like a band and like tight.
I'm guilty of the beef jerky.
and I can tell hey, you got to drink more water.
Wow,
you're
that's
tight.
incredible.
So imagine that. So you're let's say you're tight and you're dehydrated and you have a bunch of caffeine and you go do CrossFit or Orange Theory or whatever you may do, and then just things aren't sliding. Boom, you tear your Achilles. You hurt your rotator cuff. Things just aren't really moving and gliding well.
That's incredible that it would have that type of impact on what we do in the gym, right? And we think, I'm going to drink water because I'm thirsty, but you're saying it starts way before the thirst.
If you're thirsty, it's too late.
Okay.
You're already in the negative. So just drink water throughout the day. That's important. We can go in, I'm sure we can talk days about this, but you know, the other thing too is let's say you're getting around 200 or 100 ounces of water for 200 pounds. You can start supplementing just a little bit of like pink Himalayan sea salt because it has natural minerals in it, so that you're absorbing the water a little better.
Okay,
because
so
it is
how
a
do
balance.
we do that? Do we put that actually in our water, or we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say, this is a good example. Let's say my goal is to drink 12 glasses of water a day.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just chugging water, and I don't have a lot of salt in my diet.
Right.
Some people have a lot of salt in their diet, so they might not need to have extra salt.
Okay.
But it's a fine balance, right? So let's say 12 glasses of water. Let's say I'm going to drink maybe 3 or 4, and then maybe that 5th glass, I'm going to just drizzle in a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, the pink sea salt, and then drink it with that, and you'll get those natural minerals to help kind of absorb and everything.
That's great.
Yeah, so just a little nutritional,
cool.
absorption thing too.
So is there anything else that you can think of that we can implement in our day, or a benefit that we should be mindful of when it comes to water?
You know, I just think that if you start off the day, you know, right, by drinking water, I think it's going to set you up for success.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think just you know, one easy thing is just to wake up in the morning, chug 2 glasses of water before you get your coffee. Try to cut down on the caffeines and things. I think a lot of people think that it's going to help them because they're low on energy, but water is actually just going to help us improve our energy throughout the day.
Sure.
So that's probably one of the most important things that and we tell our patients all the time, is to do that. And there's research and some of my facts I got from this guy named Dr. Batman, and it's got a long name, but that's abbreviated. And so he's got a book out, and it's called "You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty."
Oh my gosh!
Which is pretty cool. So check that out if you want. You know, obviously way more in-depth information than I go into. But he talks about even just some chronic dehydration. So being dehydrated, not just that day, but like 20 years of not really drinking water, how it can actually lead to like these chronic conditions, like back pain and issues in the brain and, you know, neurological stuff.
It makes so much sense.
So
yeah, it makes so much sense. Our body is comprised of so much fluid, and if we're dehydrated, it's only going to affect all of these different areas.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep, so drink your water in the morning especially.
Awesome.
So,
okay,
cool.
So thank you so much for joining us for this little water talk session. We had a few technical difficulties, but I think we moved past them.
Yep.
If you like what you hear and you want to know more, follow me on Facebook, Kmore Macro. You can find me on Instagram, Kmore Macro, or you can visit my website, kmoremacro.com. And of course, please visit our friends, Dr. Eric Hefferon at Impact Physical Therapy. His Facebook page is also on Kmore Macro. And we hope to see y'all soon.
All right.
Drink that water. Bye.
Take care.